Okay, so we're going to take a look at automating finance and operations inside Test Modeler. Now here we've got a finance and operations instance up and running, and obviously there's various components in here. Now to automate this application, all we need to do is come in and we can start clicking and scanning on the objects that we want to use in our automation. You'll see here we've clicked on 3 buttons here, those have been scanned, and we've got the associated identifiers available for these. Now in this demo we're going to focus specifically on the catalog management piece, which is here, and inside here there's many things we can do. We can come in, we can load up catalogs, and we can also come in and enter a new one. Now we're going to go through entering a new one together, and then we'll show you the full end-to-end scenario here. But basically we can click on new, we can tag a catalog number, a name, a description, and we can click the OK button to create a new one. And if we stop the scan here and take a look, you'll see that we've scanned those out. We can save these and we can upload these objects into our Test Modeler instance. So we'll upload these, they've been uploaded successfully. And if we take a look, what you'll see is that we've got many objects that we've scanned. We've also got the 2 here that we just built out, and these have created an implementation layer inside an open source CSharp framework that you'll see here. Now within Test Modeler, what we can now do is we can come in and we can enter the world of modeling. So we'll create a new model here to go in and create a new catalog. So we'll hit the save button, we'll open that up. This will open the model editor view, and this is where we can very quickly come in and start to assemble models together for our finance and operations or our Dynamics 365 CRM system. So we'll come into the objects that we just scanned. The first thing we want to do is we want to enter an ID, and we can give some rules here for different IDs. So we may have something like a valid ID, which might be something like 2022, which I know exists, or we could have invalid ones like a negative ID, or something like an ID which doesn't exist. So we can think about the different combinations we want for these attributes. We'll hit save, that's our catalog ID. We've then got the catalog name, which is fine, and finally we've got the catalog description here. So we can link all that in, and at the end we're going to click the OK button. Now if I go through the topmost route here where everything's valid, we should end up with a successful new catalog created, or if I go through one of these other routes here where I enter bad data, that is where we may end up in some kind of error. But by and large, this is a visual modeling engine. You can come in, you can scan your components that you want to automate, you can build a quick little model very simply just by dragging and dropping, and then you can then come in and you can say let's go away and generate test cases automatically, which are going to give us the perfect test suite to test this component of our application, and that is the minimum number of tests to maximize coverage. Now in order to use our finance and operations piece here where we create a new catalog, there are many steps which precede this, where we have to click on various components, we have to go through the dashboard, and we have to perform a login. Now within Test Modeler you can come in and you can create reusable components, reusable building blocks, and that's exactly what we've done here. So we've built out a little reusable model to log in, but another one to remember a user. We've got another one here to go through the dashboard page and the different components, and you'll see we've got many options like clicking on bank management, catalog management, and there's many different panels and widgets that exist. And finally we've got our models here for going through the catalog. So we've got our model here for the new catalog, and we've also got some forms. Now in order to use this we have built out an end-to-end scenario, and literally all we've done is we've just come in and we've connected these together like little building blocks. So we'll go through the login, the dashboard page, we're then going to go through our catalog options, we'll create a new catalog, and we'll create a new catalog form at the end. And obviously we can open these up and take a look, and you'll see inside here we've got all of the logic which is inside each of these components for each of these scenarios that we need to pass through. Now what we can do is we can come in and we can hit the generate button, and what that is going to do is generate the perfect test suite for us going through this full end-to-end chain. And that is basically 4 paths here that's going to cover all of this pretty long end-to-end scenario where we're going through 6 or 7 steps. We can now come in and we could say let's go away and export this into Azure DevOps. So we could say this is our F&O catalog test suite. We'll perform an export, and it's going to take these 4 tests and push them out into Azure DevOps. Now what you'll see here is our export is complete. If we come over to Azure DevOps and we take a look at our test plan here, what you'll see is we've got our F&O catalog down here. We open that up, you'll see the 4 test cases that have now been created, and we can open these up and we can take a look at the corresponding test steps that have been exported out here. Now the next thing we can do is we can go and generate and run our automation. To do that, we'll come in here and we'll say generate automation, and we're going to push this into our Git repository as well. So we'll hit execute here, and this is going to go away and perform our generations. Now what this is going to do is it's going to push the source code that has been created, and it's going to send that to our open source automation framework inside Git, and it's now going off and running these automation scenarios that we have created in the model. Now you'll see this is complete here. We can close this. If we do a refresh, what we'll see is we've got the run results now overlaid on the model. We can come in here, look at our results, and what we'll see is the logging steps that have gone through. We've also got screen capture-ups here of the end state of the system that we can inspect.